Good morning. I'd like to talk about the podcast episode number 23. Can I give feedback to peers or should I? What is the purpose of feedback? There's both praise and criticism when it comes to feedback. Praise is helping people to know what success looks like, what is valued in their careers and themselves, and it's not to make them feel good. Criticism is knowing what to do better and how to diversify their talents to be a better part of the team. How does feedback help? Feedback helps the team to find success and keep them down the narrow path to success from a team and their goals. Feedback needs to be reoccurring. It doesn't have to be from everybody, but the peer-to-peer feedback can help if done in the right way. I have given feedback in the past to my peers. It's worked out both good and bad. It seems that the confident and people that are on the success path seem to take it better. They want to hear what's going on, what they're thought of, and they don't seem to hear it very often from other people except the people that they're close to. And I've only done this really when, I'm asked for it. I don't go out giving voluntary feedback. It seems to be that if you give involuntary feedback, then it usually comes off as criticism, or people will maybe take it the wrong way, or skew it to be that it's more of a criticism than a praise. It's not hard for me to give or to receive feedback. It's more hard for me to give it because I don't want to walk on anybody's toes or tell them what they're doing wrong or right, unless I am close enough to their work that it makes sense for me to give a viable and heartfelt message to them, because feedback can change or alter the path of your career and what you want to do. I mean, if you have bad feedback, it may change that maybe you don't want to do what you're doing anymore. So it needs to be, treaded carefully. I like receiving feedback. It's been kind of hard for me to get it in the last few years, just because I've had some managers that seem like they don't really want to tell me what's wrong or what I may or may not do, particularly well. I get a lot of, "You're doing a good job, you're doing a great job, keep it up," which to me is frustrating because I want to know what I can work on or what I can strive for, and it ends up being mostly on me to, keep moving forward and keep trying new things. I like the 24-hour Google bonus. I think this is a easy way for people to give feedback without having to go straight to the person. It also puts it on the manager to know their employees and to know if it's worth it for the employee to get those bonuses. The thoughts on the podcast, they're two good hosts. They talk well. They've definitely been through some experiences in the tech world and big companies. Some of the examples are lost on me. I don't work in tech. I work at a big company, but Google and Twitter are, they're at the edge of what goes on in our corporate world. They are always pushing the boundaries. They're getting the top talent, and I think their employees are probably easier to drive and don't have to worry about probably offending them as much as maybe we do in some other areas, or that I've seen, because I think probably 90% of those employees are at the top of their industry. I think praise between peers is powerful because it shows your peers that you care and that you are actually paying attention and that you want them to succeed as well. And when you get praise from your peers that you've been working for, it gives you a little more energy or drive to keep going and to make them proud and to push your team and to that goal that you've all been working for. There's a correlation between feedback and behavior because it helps people to feel confident. It helps them to do a better job, makes them feel appreciated, and it makes them to be motivated and engaged. It shows them they are supported, and this leads to better working relationships and retention. This comes from everything we've been talking about in the class in the last 2 weeks is how do we keep people going in the right direction on our team to achieve those goals. I think this feedback and behavior does that, does what we want, and it keeps people pushing forward. And I think we all know how much it costs to retrain if we can't keep our high-level employees. Feedback can go wrong if it's used as a form of praise and criticism at the same time. You have to know what you're getting into. You have to know how you're using it. And, I think you almost have to use praise before you use criticism unless you are very close to the person you're giving feedback to and you know how they're going to react. It takes a little while to gain that trust and to trust that the person giving that feedback has your health and career in mind.